Good morning to you from my office. Now I know the light is a bit strong in the background there, but I wanted to show you what it looks like out of my office, and I really like it in here because I can look out across the road and there's trees and a paddock over there and can see the water on the road, and it looks great. So I'm doing my Jesus bit this morning from the office, and I want to read just a nice one verse from Mark chapter 6. It's Mark chapter 6:48, and this is about when Jesus walked on the water across and caught up and hopped in the boat with the disciples. Well, not hopped, got in the boat with the disciples. And so Mark 6:48 reads, "He saw the disciples straining at the oars because the wind was against them. About the fourth watch of the night he went out to them walking on the lake. He was about to pass by them," and that's where it finishes, but he gets in the boat. But the fourth watch of the night probably is around 3 to 6 o'clock in the morning, so very early hours of the morning. The disciples are on the lake rowing, and Jesus walks on the water and comes out to them. Now, the interesting thing about this is that the walks on the lake there, if you look at that in the Greek, and then if you go to Job 9:8, and it talks about God alone stretches out the heavens and he alone walks, or it says treads on the waves of the sea. Now, treading on the waves of the sea, if you look at the Greek translation for that, is identical to the Greek translation of when Jesus walked out to the lake. So the point there is that Job says that God is the only one who can walk on water, and Mark seems to refer to that. You'd need to know your Old Testament scriptures, and he says that Jesus walked on the water, so there's that reference to Jesus being God. It goes a little bit further. There's an odd little passage right on the end of that Mark passage where it says he was about to pass them. You think, well, how does that sort of really fit in there? It seems a little bit odd. But if we go back to that Job scripture, and this is where I think it's pretty cool, in Job chapter 9, if you just pop down to verse 11, so you go down from verse 8 down to verse 11, and Job says, and he's referring to God, he says, "When he passes me, I cannot see him. When he goes by, I cannot perceive him." So Job is sort of saying, in some ways, it's hard to see God. God could pass him by quite easily and not know him. And the wording is remarkably similar in the story of Jesus walking on the water, and it says he was about to pass by them. And the difference here is that Job is saying how God can be hard to see, God can be hard to find, but in the New Testament, the story with Jesus is that he wants to be found by us. He wants to be a part of our lives. He doesn't just pass on by, he wants to be actively involved with us. So I think there's a couple of cool little scriptures in there that you can just read straight past them and not realise what's going on. But in knowing the Old Testament, which a lot of the Jewish leaders or readers would have known, you can see that Jesus is claiming to be God by walking on the water, and he's showing that he wants to be part of our lives. He wants to be actively involved with us, and he gets in the boat with us. He gets into our lives with us. So I think there are a couple of cool little thoughts. Hopefully that's helpful for others as well. Bye.